'Tis I, Marinara Man. 'Tis I. Hey everyone, glad to see you back, glad to see you looking fresh. 2020 is behind us, but before we let it go, I want to talk about some of the best games I played this year. If you saw my previous film about best films of the year, you will see that there's only 5 games on this list as opposed to the 20 films. I think you can probably piece together why you play less video games than you watch movies per year, at least I do. You might not. Especially new video games. I'm pretty typically like a year behind. I'll get a game, people love it, and then I'll get it a year later when it's cheaper. Even still, there were 5 video games that I played that came out this year that I want to talk about. Here is my top 5 games of the year.
Number 5.
Maneater is a open world game about a shark. And you get to play as the shark, and you get to eat man, as it says in the name. It's a lot of fun. It's very quick. It's only about 10 hours. It's very arcadey, but it's extremely fun to play through. I love getting the upgrades. I love turning into like this crazy prehistoric superhero looking shark. I unlock all the achievements. 100% of the game. It was an absolute blast to play through. I look forward to hopefully a Maneater 2 at some point down the line.
Number 4.
Final Fantasy VII The Remake is a game that a lot of people have waited so long for. Even though I'm a fan of more modern Final Fantasies, I've yet to go back and play Final Fantasy VII. So this was my first introduction to the world of Midgard, the characters of Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, and Barret. But holy crap, what a game to do it with. This game was so good. I look forward to maybe playing it again. I don't know, I don't play games again that often, but I look forward to its sequels. I look forward to Final Fantasy VII The Remake Part 2, which is a stupid name, but that's probably what they're going to call it. Square Enix isn't the best at naming things, as we've seen with 10-2 and 13-2. But yes, the combat, the music, the world, the story, it's all there. I love it all. It's great to see something like this be worth the hype it's had.
Number 3.
Animal Crossing New Horizons is the game I thought was going to be the best of the year, especially when it first came out. This was the game I was definitely most excited about going into this year. I'm a huge fan of Animal Crossing. I have been since the Wii, with either Let's Go to the City or City Folk, depending on where you live. New Horizons brought some new ideas to the table. I don't think it's the best Animal Crossing, however, I think it's still an incredible game. With Nintendo behind the reins here, I have a lot of trust in them when it comes to Animal Crossing, and I feel like this is one of the games that will continue to get better as it has all year, with new events being introduced. So I'm interested to see what happens when we finally cross that 1-year mark. Hopefully new ideas will continue to get put into the game as the months go by. So when talking about numbers 2 and 1, I've gone back and forth between these two in my head for a long time, and even now, I don't have a definitive answer of which one is better. I have a reasoning for my rankings, but if you think one of these is better than the other, I agree with you. If you think the one I put as number 1 is better than number 2, I agree. They're both phenomenal experiences. They're both games I recommend wholeheartedly to anyone who wants to give them a try. But let's start off here.
Number 2.
Persona 5 Royal is by far the longest game I played this year. My playthrough clocked in at about 110 hours. It's Persona 5 again, with enough more to classify it as its own game. I never thought I would dive back into Persona 5 again. Even when R got announced, I was a little hesitant of making such a time sink again, but once I started, I couldn't stop. It's all I wanted to do once I finally sunk my teeth into R. Persona 5 Royal is an absolute masterpiece of a game that I want you all to play. At least give it a try. The style, the characters, the music, the world, everything about this game is right up my alley. That being said, there's another game that is also just immaculate in its design, has characters that I will remember forever, a world so rich in history, in color, in beauty, in music that I still listen to outside of the game world. It's the game that, if you saw my video about the Game Awards, you'd remember I crowned as the one that should have won.
Number 1.
Ghost of Tsushima was my favorite game of last year. Jin Sakai immediately rocketed to one of PlayStation's All-Stars. The world of Tsushima is fully realized. It's gorgeous. I've never messed around in a photo mode so much, taking gorgeous shots, taking such wildly varying different photos of different events going on, and they all look straight out of a film. There's even a mode called Akira Kurosawa mode where you can make it look like the Seven Samurai. It's black and white, it's gritty, It's only in Japanese with the subtitles, and it just felt like a samurai film. It felt like I was playing through one of his films, and that's incredible to me. That's absolutely amazing to see in a game like this. I loved it. A lot of people loved it. I hope there's a sequel. I don't know what they're going to do for a sequel. Man, Sucker Punch, I love you. I love that you made this. I was looking forward to this game for a long time, ever since it got announced. Man, did it pay off. Man, did it pay off. So yeah, those are my top 5 games this year. I obviously have a ton of games I'm looking forward to next year. Look forward to a list on that. As always, if you like this, make sure you like this. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you at some point.
Marinara man. Marinara man. Marinara man.